and welcome back to Rugged Mountain Homestead. My name is Sarah, and we are so glad you're here. Stop by the homestead. We have quite a few new people that have joined our homesteading adventure, and we are so glad you're here, whether you're new or whether you've been with us for quite some time from the very beginning. We're just so glad that all of you are here and that we get to share this life with you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Azure order. Okay, this is 10 pounds of broccoli. I really like these. These are the petite florets. Each of these is 5 pounds. I have 2 bags there. This is calico cheese. If you haven't heard of that, it's actually just a combination of Monterey Jack and Colby. And there is 6 pounds here. I have 6 bags of chocolate chips. This will be used for just regular baking and then some holiday baking as well. And 3 boxes of the sandwich bags. I have 3 boxes of the cheesecloth, 2 yards each. So I have 6 yards of cheesecloth for whatever I may need. Now I have some frozen vegetables here. We have kale, green beans, and some spinach. And the reason I got these, because I can a lot of my own vegetables, is that when I put them though into a soup or something like that, if I use the canned vegetables, a lot of times they might be too soft, and these work just fine dropping them in already frozen. Moving over here, we have obviously 2 pumpkins. I have 2 more pumpkins. I'm going to be working with these fresh for the first time ever. So I plan on doing some baking. And a pound of baking powder. I still have half a pound left, but I don't want to go the next few months and just be cutting it too close. This is a 5 pound bag of sea salt. This is what I use for our table salt. And this is what 5 pounds of pumpkin seeds looks like. I got 5 pounds because this is a good snack for us, and it's going to have to last through the winter. And Dean really loves them. We have 3 cans of the sweetened condensed coconut milk and evaporated coconut milk. Now I use shelf-stable milk, so evaporated milk normally, but I've never used the coconut milk, and so I wanted to try it. It was like the same price as what I pay for evaporated milk in the store, because Azure doesn't carry just plain evaporated milk. And here I actually have 2, and I don't know if this must be an error on my end, but of the vanilla extract, 16 ounces, 4-fold. And I found out that what makes the 4-fold different, it's a stronger vanilla flavor than just pure vanilla extract, is that it is made with cane sugar alcohol. Let me see. You can see that. Anyway, it's vanilla alcohol, water, and sugar. It's unrefined cane sugar. Alcohol is from 100% sugar cane alcohol. So, great flavor. Then I have 3 large cans of pumpkin puree. These are 29 ounces. So actually when I buy the smaller cans, this is like having 6 of the smaller cans. I have some fresh produce. This is a delicata squash. These will overwinter. They're probably not gonna last that long. And then I have 2 butternut squash here. And I got the butternut squash because my mom used to always talk about the pies that her grandmother made. And one of them was, she thought, sweet potato pie. But when visiting with her one time, she said no, that she actually used butternut squash. And you know, Mom said they were just great. And so I wanted to try it, you know, just to see. There are 3 cans of whole peeled tomatoes. I use these for soups. And so 3 cans of this will be fine. And then I have another case of the crushed tomatoes. I bought one last month as well, but I want to make sure I have enough of these for winter. And then 6 jars of the hot salsa. It wasn't really hot, but Dean really liked the flavor and it wasn't, you know, real runny or anything. Okay, so these are 2 boxes of the Azure canning jars. Now you say, don't you have enough canning jars? I ran out of the quart size. I do still have some other sizes, but I need these so that I can make more broth and can up a little bit more produce. I tried this last month. I really liked it. The prebiotic toothpaste. It just feels so nice. You know, there's no, my teeth are a little bit sensitive and there's just no soreness or anything with this. And it's fluoride free. And so I was just, you know, I'm wondering, I just feel better. You know, I can feel a difference. And so it just makes me wonder what's in the other regular brand toothpaste that could be bothering me. All right, this is 4 pounds of zucchini. I still have quite a bit of zucchini in the freezer, and I just wanted to go ahead and have a little bit more on hand. I have 10 pounds of sweet onions here and 10 pounds of yellow onions. These will store well, but I'm also going to be dicing up to keep in the freezer. I'm also going to make some French onion soup and can it. Here we have a whole box of the late July sea salt dippers. I bought these last month. Dean really liked them. We're not going to be shopping for the next 2 months. And so I have a box of 9 here. That's going to have to get us through. And then I also have a box here of the Stacy's brand white flour tortilla. We really enjoy these. They are a nice, good size, and we will go through these over the course of the winter. Now on the table, we have a refill gallon container of hand soap and of dish soap. So with both of these being a gallon, my dispenser is 16 ounces, so I will actually get 8 bottles out of this, and I will get at least 8 bottles of hand soap out of this, so that's good. Then I have 3 bottles of the organic lemon juice. Nothing but pure lemon juice here, nothing from concentrate. And I'll use this in some of my canning, I'll use it in baking, and it's just a good staple. And I'm going to try this peanut butter. This has sea salt. It's made with Redmond's sea salt. And even though it's all natural, they said there was no like oily stuff on top. There's no separation. So I'm going to try it and see. I don't want to run out of peanut butter either. And we have the liquid aminos here. We still have like half a bottle, but again, we're not going back for a while. Now here I have 2 bars of the Liggett shampoo bars, and it kind of looked like this one was going to be sold out, so I went ahead and added just a different scent. This is an herbal formula. This is the moisturizing, and I wanted to make sure that I have it because I did buy one last month too, but now I have plenty. And then this is the best deodorant that I have tried with them. And so I ordered 3 of them in a package so that I won't run out for the whole winter. And last month I tried this lip balm, the Dr. Bronner's lip balm, and love it. It goes on so smooth. It doesn't feel waxy. You can actually feel it soaking in, and it's like one of the best ones I've had. So I bought several of them. And then we have a 1 pound bag of the red diced bell peppers. We have 1 pound of the green bell peppers, another pound bag of dehydrated celery stalk, and beef broth. Now, I don't use this as broth like that you would normally like in your soups or anything like that, or I strictly use this for making onion soup mix. I make my own version. And then we have dehydrated tomato flakes. Back, gosh, several months ago, I had gotten tomatoes on the vine, and so I had used those to make some salsa, and I went ahead and I took the skins and I dehydrated them and ground them down, and it made like a 4-ounce bottle of tomato powder. I used it in all kinds of things. When I made nachos, or just to add a little bit of, tomato flavor to anything else, and it was great. I just don't have any tomatoes to make my own, so I went ahead and bought a bag of the dehydrated tomato flakes. If you can believe it, that is everything. That was 14 cases, 252 pounds of food. I'm a little overwhelmed at the moment, but I'm very, very grateful for it. And I hope that you'll stay with me, because I have a little comparison that I wanted to kind of show you, that when I do my Azure orders, I actually also check the local big box store and our local market. So I want to make sure that I'm getting the best deals, saving as much money as we possibly can. And then like the Dr. Liggett's shampoo bars, I look to see if they come in a bundle, and they don't. That's, the only way I can buy those, and it's not an Azure product, so it's really something they have no control over. But things that I know are tried and true, like their tomatoes, the vegetables, dried goods, things like that, we're going to go through it. We're going to use it, and I know how to store it properly. Now, for this order, I did go to the big box store and get some things, just a handful of things, because they were less expensive. And that one was the organic half and half. I needed 3 quarts, and pricing them out, even buying them in a 3-pack, it was still a little more expensive. So I went and bought them there at the big box store. And then nutmeg, for some reason, usually their spices are a heck of a lot less expensive, but nutmeg and cloves, ground cloves, were both less expensive if I bought them in 2-ounce containers. And so I had to buy like 3 of them to get the amount that I wanted. And that was at Azure, and still buying 3 of them at 2 ounces was cheaper than buying the 6-ounce package. So I'm not shopping from Azure just because I like it. I do like it, and I do love their products, and I love the company, and I like what they stand for. But what it comes down to is building a solid pantry and getting the most for our money, and the best quality I can for our money. That being said, I am so glad to be able to sit down and visit with you for a minute. Now, it is not lost on me that things are expensive. Everything is extremely expensive, but I want to show you the difference of buying in bulk. Now with Azure, when you get things one-off, a lot of times they are more expensive than in a big box store. Sometimes they're not, but most of the time just getting one is. But once you get into a bulk amount, there really is quite a bit of savings 99% of the time. You also have to make sure that you're comparing adequate products. You don't want to compare things non-organic, GMO to organic or GMO free. Not everything I have is organic, but as long as it's GMO free, I feel better about it. There are certain things I will not buy now other than organic because they just absorb too much of the toxin. Okay, so I went ahead and, as always, before I placed my Azure order, I did my comparison shopping with a local big box store. Butternut squash, it was at the store $4.48 each for non-organic, and I was able to get organic butternut squash for $3.50 each. Sea salt, $4.18 for a 14-ounce package at the store, and I got a 5-pound bag at Azure for $5.01. But some ones that really stand out to me, and I've priced them out before, coconut aminos, #1, or liquid aminos. It is really expensive in the store, and I'm comparing the same brand, the Bragg's. We are able to get that in a local box store, the Bragg's, but it is $5.98 for 8 ounces. I got 16.9 ounces for $11.76. So that's a price difference of 5 cents an ounce. Okay, and I'm not going to go through every single one, but the last one that's a huge difference is the vanilla extract. If I compare that to the organic store brand name, it is $11.82 for a 4-ounce bottle. That breaks down to $2.96 an ounce. At Azure, I'm getting a 16-ounce bottle for $13.05. And even while it's like $13.05 just for vanilla extract, that's only $2 more than what the small bottle is in the store, and it's 82 cents an ounce. There is a little bit of work involved when you do buy in bulk. Of course, you want to do comparison shopping wherever you go before you do it. Then when you buy in bulk, a lot of times, most times, there's some things you have to break down. I mean, you can buy bags of vegetables, which I did strictly for drop in like soup or something like that, whereas if I used my canned vegetables, it'd be too mushy. So a lot of times when you buy 10 pounds of broccoli or 5 pounds of cranberries or blueberries, you have to break those down into smaller bags. And I usually break each of those down into a 1-pound bag. Most vegetables now don't come 1 pound to a bag. If you notice, it's 12 ounces to a bag. So I still try to keep it at 1 pound to a bag. When I'm saving that amount of money, I don't mind doing a little bit of work. I don't mind repackaging a few things, and I can buy large bulk items for my canning that would be a lot more expensive if I did it another way. And lastly, canning jars. I used to always buy my canning jars at the big box store. Could not find them anywhere else really for a competitive price. I bought 2 cases of quart jars with the bands and lids. The regular name brand at the store was $19.22 for a case. I paid $17.12 through Azure. So sometimes when you buy it in bulk and you think about, okay, if I buy my groceries a month at a time, because Azure only does ordering once a month, think about if you shop every 2 weeks at a local grocery store, think about what you buy every 2 weeks. Is there some staple in your house? Is there something that every single time you go to the store, you have to pick it up? I had a few things like that when I was shopping every 2 weeks at the store. And a lot of them were my staples, were flour and sugar and produce. I wasn't buying any bulk produce. So it'd be like, you know, a bag of potatoes, a bag of onions. So if you think about that and you add that up twice and you buy what's comparable to what they have on Azure, you're going to see the difference. And, you know, years ago, I never would have bought 50 pounds of potatoes because I had no clue how to preserve it before they all went bad. I just thought you kept them in a cool, dry place and, you know, you'd have to eat potatoes before they sprouted. I had no idea. I wish I had known when my children were small. It would have saved me a lot of worry. And if you would like to try building your pantry, I understand when you just can't convert over all at one time. So I would encourage you to maybe say, okay, there's one thing that I buy in the store every single time I go in there. I'm going to order that one product in bulk. I'm going to go ahead and try it and see how it works for me. I understand not being able to drop your monthly budget all at one time when you're used to doing it every 2 weeks. It's not hard to make the transition, it's just a little bit at a time, and that's what I did. I did a little bit at a time. I might order $100 worth of products from Azure and, you know, do the rest of my grocery shopping at the store. And little bit by little bit, I was building a pantry slowly but surely. And I thank you for joining me on the Homestead today to see our Azure order for the month of November and to have this chat. I hope I was able to provide some clarity on bulk buying. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave them below. I do read all of them, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. So until then, take care.